other person has. All right. So far I know Damilola, welcome. Afola Shade, welcome. And Funke. Those are just three people I know in this on this call. All right. So today, okay, I see Winifred. Winifred England, welcome to the session also. It's a pleasure to have you here with Amdari. So I'm going to ask one more time. If this is your first time joining us in this session, just give me a thumbs up. If the first time joining anything that concerns Amdari, you've never joined any of our sessions before, you're just getting to know us for the first time, and nobody. Okay, great. I would assume all of us are with Amdari already. You already have one or two knowledge about what we do and how we can help you. All right. So today's project showcase is for GRC. But even if you're in any other career path, it's still going to be helpful to you because you get to learn one or two things from how the internship works and what you can do better. All right. All right. Now, what do we do for you at Amdari? How do we help you? What do you stand to gain by being a member of Amdari? All right. So basically, we help you to gain real world work experience. So if you've been trying to get into the job market lately, you'll notice something very peculiar, something strange. You notice that it is hard for you to get a job outside of your country. Let's say you're an immigrant, for example, you're trying to get a job in the UK and you want to get something sweet like business analysis, data analysis, all these wonderful sweet names. You want to get into that field, and you've done your training, you've done so many boot camps. Now you want to get a job. You're applying, but you're getting rejections back to back. It's because the system is different, right? You can't just get in without experience. You need experience. It is very, very important for you to get a job. So what do we do for you at Amdari? We help you to gain this experience. You don't need to start applying for internships. You don't need to start going left and right with your job search phase. Everything is well tailored for you within the experience for you to gain the kind of relevant experience that you would need to get a job. All right. So as we go on into this session, you get to understand how exactly we help you with that. So who is Victory? Who is speaking with you? And how exactly can I help you? So I'm a data-driven growth strategist, and I am also a career coach. Now, at some point in this session, you will definitely have questions. I've spoken to over 1,000 people, if not more, just trying to give them the kind of clarity that they would need to either transition into a new field or basically just get some kind of career alignment. So if you have those kind of questions, you get to ask me for free of charge. I'll get to give you that career advice. And from there, you'll be able to get the kind of clarity you need. All right. So basically, that's literally what I do for you in a nutshell. All right. And now we have Efemena. So Efemena is the co-founder of Amdari and also Analytics, and he has a wealth of experience across data science, data analytics, business intelligence, and data analytics consulting. He has over a decade years of experience, and also he has helped over 2,500 tech enthusiasts transition into the industry seamlessly. That is the kind of these are the kind of professionals you would have as mentors if you come on board with the Amdari Work Experience internship. So we don't provide less for you. We seek the best of the best for you here at Amdari. All right. So if you relate to some of the career struggles I'm about to mention, just know that you're in the right space. Just know that the next 1 hour, 30 minutes of your time would be very, very, in fact, you're going to gain a lot from it. All right. So if you're a graduate and maybe you just finished your master's and now you're trying to get into the industry, you're trying to get a job, you're trying to get your dream job, you're finding it hard to get this job because you do not have experience, Amdari is for you. If you're also a mid-career professional, maybe you've already started and now you're trying to transition into a new field or you're trying to pivot and you're finding it hard, you're applied, you've done so many different things, it's not working. Amdari is for you. If you're an immigrant, you're in a new country, you've seen the new system of things, you're trying to get into an entirely new job market. I mean, I've spoken with professionals that would tell me things like, B, I've had over 15 years of experience in Ghana or Nigeria, and now I'm in a new environment, and it feels like my 15 years of experience is just wasted. I have to start from scratch because these guys are not even giving me a chance, right? I need to start trying to get UK experience to get a job. B, how do I possibly go about it? So if you find yourself in that kind of situation, just know that Amdari is for you. Just stop whatever you're doing and package yourself to Amdari because we are the right place for you. And I'm going to tell you why. All right. So today is not for me. Today is for our consultant, all right? And she's here in the session. We have Stella here. So Stella, just give me a thumbs up. I don't want to say too much. I'm still going to say a lot as we move on with the session, but I want us to listen to Stella and hear let's hear from her, and she's going to share her experience working on a very wonderful project. So she's a GRC consultant and a very wonderful one at that. So I am super excited to listen to what she has for us. And if you are also excited as I am, just give let's clap, let's give her thumbs up, let's give her flowers as she comes on board to present what she has for us. All right. So Stella, you can take the floor. I'm going to give you the
Okay.
floor now. Let's stop presenting and you can go ahead. Let's hear from you. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Victory. Permit me to share my slide quickly, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. How are we doing today, by the way? How's the weather from your end? All right. So, I'm very excited to be here. It's a great opportunity to be here talking to you guys this evening. So good evening once again. Welcome everyone to this session. So this evening, I'll be taking you through this project. As you can see on my screen, is a project I worked on when I joined Amadori. Okay, so I before I joined Amadori, I have no prior knowledge about what GRC is. Okay, so I came in without any knowledge, but within a few couple of months, I was able to work on a few number of projects, and one of it is what I will be taking you through tonight. So the project is building a scalable third-party risk management (TPRM). So if you've heard about the word TPRM, can you please give me a thumbs up on the screen, please? If you've heard about the word third-party risk management. Victory, is there anything on the screen I can't see because I'm sharing my screen here?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So from the audience, has anyone heard about the word third-party risk management? Is there a reaction there?
No, I believe they
Okay.
are hearing it for the first time too.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm here, and I'm going to be doing justice to that. I was like you 3 months back. I don't know what that means, but now I was able to like explore the world of GRC, and now I can talk to you about what third-party risk management is. Okay. So let's go. So what is TPRM? Okay. So like, let me explain this to you without using GRC terminologies, obviously. So in an organization, every organization exists to collaborate, right? So in order to drive innovation and bring about efficiency, organization partner with one another. Okay, they form partnership, they form alliances, they form relationship, so as to drive innovation. So that means no organization exists in isolation. So that being said, say for instance, my organization is a fintech organization, and I want to partner with another organization. So in order for me to partner with this organization, I need to do certain things. This is to ensure that my security landscape, my security posture is being protected. I want to be safe. Okay, I want to be safe. I want to keep my employees safe. So that is what third party risk management is all about. It's all about ensuring due diligence. Okay, you want to do due diligence on the organization you want to form relationship with. Okay, for instance, let's say my organization, I'm security conscious, my staff are trained, they are security aware, but the organization that I am collaborating with, they don't know anything about cybersecurity. If I go ahead with that relationship, I have inherited the risk. So if the risk they are coming with into my organization can erode my own security and put me at a risk. So in order to avoid that, I need to carry out what is called third-party risk management. So relating it back to our day-to-day, let's say I'm a guy and I want to, like, okay, I'm a woman, right? I'm in a talking relationship with a man I want to marry. Okay, I want to find out information about this man. Is it the kind of man that I want to marry? I want to know about the background information, like educational background, family background, that sort of things. I want to be able to assess this man. Is it the kind of man that I want to build my life with? So that is in late term what third party risk management is. Is a systemic process of identify. You want to identify the risk, you want to assess it, and you want to put controls in place, okay, in order to guide against any risk that might come up from this relationship. All right, so that is what third party risk management is. Are you still following me? If you're following me, give me a thumbs up. Is that clear to you? All right. So moving on, the case study that I worked on is a case of fintech organization. Fintech is a financial technology. So this organization they do not have a robust third-party management framework. Okay, when I say TPRM, I mean third-party risk management, and they are dealing with services like they are doing private lending, payment processing, and digital solution. And in order to deliver these critical services, they relied on third parties, okay, for this. But at the same time, in as much as they are doing this, they lack a centralized risk governance structure. So what I did, because they are financial organization, first of all, they need to comply with this standard. So in GRC is governance, risk management, and compliance. So in GRC, we work with standard, we work with framework. For this type of organization that is fintech, they need to comply with this standard, PCI DSS, Payments Card Industry Data Security Standard. Okay, so they deal with card like payment card, credit card, or Viva card. So in order for them to operate in that space, they need to comply with this standard. So that is the case study that I worked on. So for me to start with this project, when I joined Amdari, haven't been introduced into the world of GRC, what I did first of all was to conduct a gap analysis. A gap analysis is a pre-project activities. I try to understand the organization current situation, and I try to understand their to be, what the future state, what did they want to achieve. So in doing that, I was able to identify the gaps. So this gap enabled me to identify the controls that are insufficient in their cybersecurity space. Then after that, I was able to come up with a comprehensive vendor inventory. Okay, these are the vendors that we are dealing with. Okay, I decided to come up with an inventory in using Excel. Then I tried to carry out a security assessment. Okay, assessing each of the vendor and try to know the level of risk that they pose. Obviously, because different vendor has different level of risk. So I try to like assess them and categorize them. Then I try to carry out a research. You know, I mentioned something about standard in GRC. So part of my research was researching about ISO 27001. That's a standard. ISO 27001 means ISO, International Standard Organization. Okay, is a global standard that governs cybersecurity space. So it has its own control. Control means what you need to do. So I researched that and I tried to benchmark it with this current situation of this fintech organization to see what they are doing well, what they are not doing well. Okay. Then why do we even need this program, this CPRM in the first place? You know, we all know, even if you are not in GRC space, you know that threats, attackers is evolving, the trend landscape. People are coming up with different way of scamming people. So because of the collaboration with other third party, these attackers, they gain access to our data. So we want to safeguard that. So we also want to prevent data breaches, okay? Because of our collaboration with other with the third party. So we want to guide against what is called data breach. We don't want our data to leak, okay? We want to ensure we are regulatory accountable. We want to comply with the laws of the land. We want to abide with those standards that, because if we don't abide by them, we will be fined. So we want to avoid that. And we want to also guide against reputational damage. We don't want our customer to we want to retain the trust that our customer has on us. Okay, so that is the whole essence of the TPRM. And I want to tell you at this point, cybersecurity, a GRC analyst cannot go out of job, even with the what's it called, introduction of AI. You know, AI is taking all over things. But with GRC, you will agree with me that GRC cannot do AI cannot do 100% due diligence. You will see as we go from this presentation. So if you are thinking about the career path to join, if you're not sure, I want to ensure you come to GRC. You will love it. All right. So these are some of the tools I use in the course of this project. One Trust. These two, I don't know anything about them prior to joining. So I found out that OneTrust is a vendor risk management tool. So it helps you to onboard those vendors. So once you have your inventory, you key in those vendors into that system. So it will assess and give you a report. So you can see your vendor, your third parties in real time. You can see their score on and how cyber inclined they are. I also use Jira. Some of you would have heard Jira before. This is a project management tool. So it helps me to monitor, to track issue. The issues that are still in progress, the ones that to do in progress and done. So I was able to escalate issue as at when necessary. Then I use Excel a lot in this project, okay? And these are the standard I was talking about. I use ISO standard. ISO means International Standard Organization. So it's a global standard that ensure best practices. And this is a standard for organization that has to do with payments, financial as a whole. So these are some of the tools that I use. All right. And these are the stages that I went through. Like I have said about due diligence. Okay. So I carry out, in order to do this due diligence, I work collaboratively with other consultants. And what I did was to come up with a questionnaire assessment tool where we ask those vendor, we ask them questions. Okay. For instance, excuse me, for instance, one of the control in ISO 27001 is every organization must have information security policy. So we will ask them this question: do you have information security policy? If they say yes, we want to see the evidence. Excuse me, we want to see the evidence that they have. They need to show us that evidence. That's why I was telling you that AI cannot see that evidence. AI cannot go to their organization to carry out that due diligence. So these are some of the things that we do in order to assess this organization. So after the assessment, we go on to monitor, and we carry out a continuous strength intelligence, and we did exit survey. It was an interesting project, I tell you. So these are some of my deliverables at the end of the day. After working on this project, and we're able to come up with policy, a TPRM policy. Policy is what guides organization. It tells us what to do. So it defines the strategy for identifying, assessing, and managing third-party risk. So we put up a policy for the fintech organization that you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Then I came up with a comprehensive vendor register. I've said that now become a live document. So once they have a new vendor, they go to that register and add their new vendor. If they are not dealing with a particular vendor, they put exit survey and they remove that vendor. So we now have a centralized vendor list. Okay. Then I came up with a risk assessment questionnaire using the ISO standards, as I've explained in my previous slide. So, okay, other deliverable is, I mentioned One Trust. One Trust enable me to see in real time, okay, the vendor that are compliant, the one that are not compliant. I'm able to identify the gaps. I'm able to see, okay, this particular vendor, their certificate is about to expire. If their certificate expires, okay, I might be fine for dealing with them. So I want to reach out to them to give me like a renew certificate, that sort of thing. So it enabled me to monitor in real times. Okay. Then I was able to create a service level agreement, contract renew, okay, for all those vendors. Then in one of the key area of GRC is training. Okay, you need to train the staff. You need to come up with training solutions, okay, to be able to ensure that they remain security conscious. Okay, that's the word. So that's it. So those are some of my deliverable. So at the end of the day, I was able to categorize the vendor into 3 major stages. The critical vendors. These are these vendors that without them, our business cannot even function. Okay, they are like our cloud providers. For instance, the AWS, the Azure, where we host our services. So without this vendor, then our services cannot function. So we need to prioritize this vendor. Then we have high vendors. These ones are the ones that have access to the data, because we are a financial organization, like our credit, the card numbers, our password, what's it called, CVC, and all of that. So we want to be able to know this vendor, and we have the low risk vendor. This one does not have access to our data. They only supply us maybe some things. So example is office supply vendor. So once you are able to categorize this vendor, then it will make your job easy. Then you'll be able to manage the risk that they pose to your organization. All right. So in all of these things, you will ask me, why do we also need this TPRM? We need it because we want to ensure organization buy-in. And this cuts across 5 key areas. The first one is broad communication. We want to clearly communicate the objective, the benefits, and the impacts of our security landscape across board. So we want to ensure broad communication. We want to ensure vendor engagement. We want to be able to foster transparent and cooperative relationship with our vendor. Okay, so that's the whole essence of this TPRM. Also, we want to create a targeted training that is tailored towards a specific role. For instance, the training that a CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, will need will be different from a training that a receptionist will need, will be different from a training that data people will need. So you want to be able to create a targeted training. Okay, also leadership updates, being able to, okay, update the leader about the progress, the C-suits, we call them C-suits in cybersecurity, the chief executives. So you want to be able to update them about the progress of your cybersecurity initiative. Then collaboration is a very key one. Collaborating with the legal, cross-functional collaboration. So that's it. So that is the whole essence of third-party risk management. So at this point, I would like to thank you for your attention. And if you have any question, just feel free to ask me at this point. Thank you so much.
Well done, Stella. That was really, really interesting. I am not a GRC professional, but the way you explained everything, I understood what you were saying. Honestly, I was actually impressed, to be very honest, and I'm pretty sure every other person on this call really was impressed. So I'm going to check the chat if you have any questions from any. Does anyone have a question? You can raise your hand. It's time for questions. Let me see. Olaolu has a question for you, Stella. So you can go ahead
Okay.
and let me know if you can unmute your mic, Olaolu. Then you ask. So every other person, if you have a question, you can also raise your hand. Then we'll just take it one after the other.
Oh, hi.
Hi, good evening,
Yeah,
Olaolu.
good evening. Yes.
Yeah.
My question is, the companies you work with, is it a dummy company or it's a real company, like the two companies that you work with?
Okay, it's a real life company, but because of security reason, I don't want to mention the name of the company. It's a real company. So in Amdare, you get to work on a real life project. Okay, so it's a real life company where they implemented the solution that we deliver. Guys, I need to tell you, I've trained as a business analyst before, and when I joined Amdare, to let me give you for free. I actually signed up for their business analysis program because I've done business analysis before. I had 4 certification in business analysis, if you care to know. But then I keep exploring the market. I wasn't getting anything from there. So I stumbled on them and I went for their program. Along the line, I was doing some research even while I put in for business analysts. But then I stumbled on GRC. I'm like, okay, this GRC sound interesting. And when I did my own research, I saw a lot of jobs and opening. I'm like, I'm going to change. So I reached out to them. That's one thing about them. They are always listening, always there. So they were like, okay, why do you want to change? And they swapped me. I changed to GRC. And let me tell you for far, I joined Amdari in April. I began my project in May. That's 5 months down the line. Every time, because I was, apart from you learning the GRC job, right? They also take you through employability program where I optimize my LinkedIn. I can show you my LinkedIn if you want to see. I get messages from recruiters every day. In fact, as at last week, I still did an interview. I currently work as a compliance or analyst, and I'm still exploring the world of GRC just in 5 months. I can assure you that don't delay if you care to listen. So it's a real life project, just to answer your question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Stella. I think you have another question from Damilola. Hi, Damilola. You can unmute your mic and go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm just interested in what you've just said, because what I'm really eager to get into is business analysis, and I'm trying so hard to see what I can do. And I found about Amderis, and I'm just like, okay, join. Maybe I'll be able to progress this way, but I'm not understanding what's happening because I don't understand. But you just said that you've tried over and over and you weren't really getting anything from it. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so the business analyst I did was not with Amdare.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so I signed enough for boot camp. It was a year program, and after that, it comes with a package that I need to do certification, because they were like, okay, the reason why you are not getting job is because you don't have this certification. So I went to write requirements, engineering certification, business analysis foundation, and all of that. That was not without. But when I joined Amdari, I was like, okay, maybe, that sort of things, that maybe business analysis is not your way. I already have that mentality. I was like, okay, why joining Amadari? I want to try something else. That was what led me to GRC. But when I get there, I found out that it was really interesting.
Wow. Okay. Because this is the first time. It has a link with cyber security,
GRC.
GRC, sorry.
Yes.
It's got connection to cyber security, did you say?
Yes, so GRC has three main parts. We have the ethical hacking, you have the SOC guys. That's if you're good with all this programming thing. But if if you want to be like a boss lady like me, then you have to come to GRC. That's what we do. We are the C-suite ladies, so we deals with the chief executive. So GRC is governance, risk management, and compliance. So governance, you work with the leaders to put structures in place to come up with the governance. Then the risk management is you identifying those risks and managing them proactively. Then compliance, ensuring that organization comply with the standards, the frameworks. Okay.
Okay. Right, perfect. That's fine. Because you're now making me turn my head. You're making me turn my head. Like, maybe business analysis is not for me. I don't understand what to do. But I'm going to look into this GLC.
Speak with Vitri. She will guide you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Damilola, don't switch yet.
I did not
we
switch
can
yet.
have a
Okay.
conversation.
Okay, I've heard you.
Don't worry. But then, I mean, I'm loving this already, and there's one thing I love to say. Everybody has their own perk, right? There's some kind of career path you enter, and if everything flows naturally to you, it feels so interesting that you can even work for hours. You won't even know, because this is something that you're more drawn to. All right. So yeah. Do you have any other questions? I think someone raised their hands for like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Let me see. Does any other person have a question before I go ahead? All right. Olaolu has another question. Stella, you're stealing my presentation, but
No
it's your
worries.
time.
Ask
Go ahead.
your
Don't worry.
question. Ask your
Yeah, my
question.
question is not actually related to what she took us through. It's just on Amdari. Like, must one have like a certificate, like a bootcamp certificate before you can apply for the internship? Because I'm actually looking into data science, something that has to do. So do you think it's better for me to go for a bootcamp?
No. Come the way you are. Don't waste your time. Come the way you are. Yes.
All right.
So the thing is, they
Foundational
have a
knowledge.
crash
Stella,
course.
1 second.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry.
Foundational knowledge, right? When she says come the way you are, let's say you have like even if it's 20%, right? Instead of hopping boot camp to boot camp, going one certification to the other, we help you to gain real practical experience. It's like if you study something in school, when you leave that career, when you're done with the school matter and you go to real life, you find out that what you did as theory is not in any way the same thing you're going to encounter in the real world. All right. So we just bridge that gap of theory and real life experience. So at least have a foundational knowledge. All right. You've done one or two things already. Now we come and amplify that foundational knowledge with projects, running you through real life projects and all. So Olaolu, Stella, I don't know if you have any other thing to add to that.
That's perfectly said, Vitri.
Thank you. All right. So I can go ahead now. I'm pretty sure you've sparked a lot of interest, and we have people that will definitely want to start. You have questions, you want to come on board and all of that. So I'm going to walk everyone through how you can get on board with the program, what we have to offer. All right. So if it is the success rates, what do we do, how do we help you? There are so many ways that we can help, to be very honest. Even let's not even bring getting a job into this yet, even if I know that that's like the main thing for a lot of professionals that look for this kind of service. But when it comes to your confidence level in your career path, that's like a very, out of, let me say, 70%, if not 90% of the feedback we get is that comparing me when I started to maybe 3 months down the line, there is always a major difference in your knowledge, in your presentation, in the way you understand your career path. There's always going to be a shift, because the project you're working on would expose you to some some things that you didn't even know in the first place. All right. So Amdari just helps you. We kind of set that industry standard from the program so that when you leave, you already understand how things work. If you get employed tomorrow, you know what to expect. You know how to, in fact, your work ethics is already set from Amdari, all right? And some of these projects could be cross-functional. So this is just, I think that was Damilola. So Damilola, you're a business analyst. You might have a project that requires you to work with the data analyst, or you have a project that requires you to work with a cybersecurity professional. We do have some projects that are cross-functional. So we do that because we want you to just have that experience. If you check job boards, you see things like you must be able to maybe work in a cross-functional team, or you should be able to collaborate on projects. These are major things that we've seen. Trust me, when we did our research to come up with a structure for Amdari, we were basically looking at job boards. These job boards, what do these people want? If we were to create a model job how do I even put it, talent for these organizations, what would the person look like? The person must be able to communicate in a cross-functional team, must be able to present, the person must have that technical skills in check, person should be able to have some form of like they're just, in fact, everything you need on that job board is designed into the program in such a way that in as much as you're gaining technical experience, you're also getting, you're literally getting molded into an ideal professional that is ready for the job market. All right. And you get to work on at least 4 to 5 projects, because now the structure is 4 months, 3 4 months depending, right? So you're working on these projects, you have your mentors guiding you. All right, people that have so much experience in the field, they're there. If you have questions, you're working on a project, you face challenges, you have someone to look at, you have someone to guide you. And this project, you're not just working by yourself, you're working in groups. And this helps because there's something about working in a group. I've worked on projects personally, and there was no accountability. I can wake up tomorrow and give myself a deadline of 2 weeks. If 2 weeks gets, if it reaches 2 weeks, there's nobody that's going to remind me, V, you have a project, you're yet to finish it. I can extend my deadline by myself because it's my project. That's the downside of working alone, right? Especially if you're not a very strict person on yourself, right? But when you're working with other people, you have people that hold you accountable to what you're doing. And it's, trust me, it's really going to help you make progress fast, because thinking about the fact that, oh, you have a stand-up meeting where you have to present updates, or you need to do something in your project, if not, you'll be holding someone else back. Those are the kind of things that just force you to actually be involved. And imagine working on a project that is super interesting. You're not even, no one is going to force you to work on that project because you're having fun doing it with your team. All right. So these are just the kind of this is the kind of things you would be doing on the program, and you're also getting feedback. The professionals that will be working with you at Amdari, we mostly, the way the project is, this the way Amdari is structured already is just mostly, not this, not to be biased to anyone that's outside of the UK, but this is mostly designed to help people in the UK, especially because work experience is one thing that, you see, UK, Canada, these are regions that they do not play when it comes to work experience, and not just any kind of work experience, but work experience in an organization that's in the UK. All right. So we're registered in the UK and we're also registered in Canada. And the way the program is designed is to help you gain the kind of experience that they are looking for. All right. And you also get to have a work reference letter. So being on board with us means that you can always use Amdari for work reference. If you need a reference letter anytime while you're on the program, even up until 2 years after you're done, you could request for it and we would still be able to give it to you. Okay, so how exactly can you gain this experience? What does it take? How do you come on board with us? I've already mentioned the career paths that we focus on, but this is for people that joined us late, right? So we have data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC, ethical hacking, and GRC. All right. We also have project management. These are career paths that are in high demand. There are also career paths that actually do pay pretty well, right? Tech, everybody's trying to get into tech. Tech is the new oil money, but it's not everywhere in tech that is oil money. At least there are places that are more in demand than others. And we also have easy entry career paths. We also have career paths that you can learn these skills in. If you dedicate at least 3 to 6 months of your time working on projects, gaining the necessary skills, you can get in. Those are easy entry career paths compared to some careers like software engineering, where you need to learn how to code for at least a year before you become good to even get an entry level job after 2 years. No. All right. So these are the career paths we focus on. And if you're into any of this, just quickly give me a thumbs up if you find yourself in any: data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC, ethical hacking. GRC is what we looked at today. So if you find yourself in any of these, nobody is giving me thumbs up. So nobody is in any of these career paths. Or is it that I'm not seeing? Wait, let me see. Are people giving me thumbs up? Okay. Olaolu, Stella, or is it Osazie? Okay, all right. So we have our guys here. Great. Franklin, that's really good. We have our people here. All right. So if you're in any of these, you're in the right spot, right? So now is the part where we love to hear. Before I go into success stories, right, I want you guys to understand that aside from the project based experience where you get to work on these projects, real life projects that are in the form of real life business problems that are in the form of projects, aside from that, we also do and deal with employability skills. Now, it is one thing for you to have experience, you worked on this project. It's another thing for you to be able to get a job, because to get a job you need technical skills. One, you need to be able to communicate your experience in a way that convinces a recruiter that you're the right person for that job. You can have experience, but you can't sell yourself. I've spoken to clients that have that kind of issue. You hear people like, I have 3 years of experience, but I'm trying to get a new job. I'm trying to transition into the industry, but I'm finding it hard to nail interviews. Now, it's not because they do not have the experience, it's because they probably they probably don't know these tricks and strategies to answer questions during interviews. We have the STAR technique. We have so many techniques actually. A recruiter asks you a question like, tell me about yourself, and you're going down to tell the recruiter your first name, your last name. You're telling the recruiter every detail that is not even necessary to why you're in that interview. Trust me, you've already lost it from the beginning. All right. But when a recruiter says, tell me about a time you solved the problem, or walk me through a problem you've solved recently, you know that you need to start with the problem. You need to be able to structure your answer in a way that, in fact, in your brain, it's like you've already built the bricks and you're just laying it down to the recruiter. I love something that Stella did today with her presentation, right? I loved how she was able to make it relatable. I'm not a GRC professional, but I could understand what she was saying because she was able to relate it to real life instances. All right. So that's a very important skill in communication. It's called storytelling. And not a lot of people understand this. Some recruiters, it's not all of them, HR, it's not all of them that are they are recruiting, yes, but they may not be really technically inclined in that particular role they are recruiting for. So how can you communicate your experience in a way that just makes them understand that you're the right person, you're the person, it's you? Okay. So these are just things that you're going to learn, because we have an employability specialist that takes you through these different strategies. She also even preps you for interviews. So if you have an interview, you would get prepped for it, adequately prepped for your interview. All right. You're also going to get access to mentorship sessions. Okay. So these mentorship sessions, you're learning from people in the field that these people have gone far. They've done everything. You don't even need to start making mistakes again, because they've made those mistakes for you. They've already cleared the path. All you need to do is listen, pay attention, and follow in their footsteps, because they know what they've done and they are able to guide you through the same way. So mentorship sessions, you'd have it. career coaching sessions, you're going to have it, and you're going to have access to your mentors in a way that even if you have challenges, there's somebody. All right, you're not doing everything alone, you have someone. And another thing I love to say about this program is that you see that networking, people usually, you sleep on networking, you don't understand what how powerful networking is. We could be in a session like this, let's say all of us are within the program, and randomly I'm being grouped. I'm in the same group as Damilola. We're working on a project. Now we start having more conversations outside of the project, and I get to realize that, oh, and me and Damilola were the same. I mean, let's grab a coffee. We're working on a project. Like from there, we've established some kind of work relationship that we can actually achieve our goals together. Because for you to pay for the same program I'm paying for, it means that we are aligned to an extent. So you get to have this kind of people together with you. Okay, Stella, Stella, your hand is raised. I'm just going to give you some minutes to say one or two things. I think you have something to say.
Just want to ask, is it okay to leave? I need to join my session.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
sure,
thank
sure,
you.
you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. Bye, guys. Hope to see you. Bye-bye.
bye. All right.
Bye.
So networking, okay. All right. Okay. So networking is also another very important thing that you're going to get access to within the program. All right. So let's go into success stories. We actually do have a lot of success stories, and even as recent as yesterday, we had one of our interns that actually landed a job as a data analyst. So I'm going to just walk us through a couple of them. And if you want to go through our Instagram or YouTube, I think I see questions in the chats. I don't know if those are questions. If you want to watch any of these videos directly from them, you can watch them on Instagram, YouTube, and all of that. I joined the program a bit late, wanted to clarify things about is this a simulator work experience or a live project where we can will I have opportunity to work with? Okay, so I see a lot of questions. I'm definitely going to take all your questions, all right? But I just want to walk us through everything. Then I'll take your questions. You can always drop it in the chat so that once it's time for questions, I look at everything. All right, Esther. So we have Francis. Francis got a job with Deloitte while he was on the program. He got it as a project manager, and the way relationships are established in this program, right? His coach, Brown, he literally just went to his coach one day. I have gotten my job. Like that's how they communicate. It was so funny when this came to us on the team that, oh, we had a client that we had a consultant that got a job, because the conversation was even funny. All right. So he got a job with Deloitte in the UK, and it's one of those things that just made us understand that we are doing something here that's actually working, because Deloitte is a very reputable industry company, to be precise, and he was able to land a job there. So we also have more success stories. We have Dora. Dora got a job as a compliance analyst in the UK while she was on the work experience program. And we usually capture these conversations in their raw form, because we want you guys to see directly when these things happen in real time, instead of us editing and writing it ourselves. No, you're seeing the screenshot. This is when she let us know she got the job. She was very excited about it. And if you want to watch the videos, you can also go on our YouTube or Instagram. You check it and you'll be able to see all these videos. All right. So we have Lanre. Lanre got a job as a business analyst in the UK during the work experience, and he was especially grateful to the employability specialist, because she's really good at what she does, revamping your CV, because revamping of CV is also a major thing that we help you with. Your CV and your LinkedIn is going to get revamped and optimized. So she does this, and it has really helped a lot of our consultants land the opportunities they want to land. All right. So Felix Sayo got a job as a data scientist in the UK, and I think his mentor was Mohammed, and this was when he got the job. He just told him, Mohammed, I got a job. And this was literally his first data science job using the things he learned within the program. All right. We have Damilola. Damilola got a job as a senior procurement officer in the UK before she completed the program. What did she do? She joined the program, she built her portfolio, and Dari actually gives you access to a portfolio website. These are just, it's a whole package, to be very honest. So she built her portfolio on that website. The project she worked on, she showcased everything on the website, and she documented the whole process. All right. So when she was applying to jobs, she just used the link, added it to her CV, and put out these applications. She was able to land something, a role that paid her better than what she was already currently earning. All right, so that's Damilola. Now, this particular conversation here, those of you using your phone, just screenshot. I said screenshot, just zoom it in so you can read it. All right. So this conversation is between a mentor, one of the coaches, and his consultant. So basically, this person landed his first cybersecurity role. All right, and he was requesting for on the job support. So on the job support is another thing we do for you, because as Andari, we actually do like to go the extra mile, to be very honest. So he was requesting for on the job support because he knew that, okay, with this job he might not be so active within the program, so he just needed more hand holding, which we gave to him while he got when he got his job. So for Emeka, Emeka is one of our coaches too, and this conversation is between one of his consultants, where his consultant let him know that he got a job as a data analyst. And the funny thing about this particular consultant is because he presented in a session like this. Well, that's why if you're a consultant on this call, if you're already within the program on this call, I want to say one thing: don't take this project showcase for granted. So if your mentor or coach reaches out to you to do a project presentation, please do it, because it is really going to help you. You get to present outside of your regular circle. It will help you to build your confidence. So when he did this presentation, let's say on a Friday like this, and next week he had like an interview to go for, everything was impromptu. He just needed to show something during that interview. So he used one of these projects, the one he was more confident in, the one he presented. He just changed one or two things and presented it. And trust me, that project was literally what helped him to get the job, to be very honest. He was very excited about it. All right. So you see where he said, I also spoke about the SQL project when they asked about data acquisition. He had a project to showcase, to be very honest, and that helped him to get a job. So we have Vivian. Vivian got 3 offers in the UK, and she was looking for a data scientist role. All right. So she got her she finally got one working remotely in France, and she was super, super excited about this. All right. So these are like, we have recent ones, honestly. We have one that just got a job this week, and it keeps coming because it's not because we just want to brag about these things. The truth about it is that there's a different level of confidence you have when you've done something yourself, especially if you've done it from scratch, as compared to thinking you know how to do it. Because I have done a lot of trainings, and trainings don't give me the kind of confidence I think I should have until I use my own hand to do that project myself without any help. That's when I know I understand this thing. And the best part about doing things by yourself is that you get to make mistakes. So mistake when you start making mistakes when you're doing something, it's a good sign, all right? Because once you make mistake once and you learn from that mistake, there is no way you're going to repeat it. But if you think you know something and you've not used your hand to do that thing yourself, you think that if you see that mistake, you'll be able to solve it. It's all in your mind. You've not done it. You don't know the possible challenges you face along the way when you do that thing yourself. All right. So it is very important for you to have practical knowledge and practical experience, and that's what we are trying to do for you here. Everything is well designed. You literally have access to your curriculum. You would have access, you get to see everything that you'd possibly be working on, for like, at least you see what the structure is like in terms of the sessions you'll be having, the mentors you'll be working with. And the way the program is designed is in such a way to cater to people that are already employed, because 90% of our consultants already have jobs. Some of them are trying to transition. I've spoken to a lot of people that are probably in the care sector or construction, and now they are looking for those roles. Don't give them the kind of fulfillment they want, and they need to transition ASAP. I can tell you, I've had so many conversations like that. All right. So Amdari is structured in such a way that with your foundational experience, we can amplify that and make you ready for the job market. Okay. So now we have a course starting in October. October to December is like 3 months. A lot can change in 3 months, to be very honest. All you need to do is follow the people that know the way, follow the people that have given other people results. All right. So I'm going to tell us what it takes to get on board. Then I'll be taking questions from anybody that will have questions. I see a couple of questions in the chat, which I'm going to take one after the other. All right. So for this cohort starting in October, we have a pricing plan, obviously. All right. And for everything I have mentioned within all these career paths, we have the 3 month work experience program where you get to pay a discounted amount. It's already discounted. I don't even want the full amount is £500, but it's discounted. We are literally giving you all of this for just £390. And the best part about this is that you can spread it across installments. Like with the discounts, we are still telling you that you can spread it across installments. So this £390, you have up until 3 installments of 130. So if you secure your slot for October with £130, next month you pay another 130, and finally you complete your £130. And the way the pricing structure is also designed, it's in such a way that we are giving you a guarantee to an extent. We're saying if you start the program and you see this thing, you're like, nothing is going on for me, you can opt out. You can say you don't want to pay the next month, but I can tell you for a fact that you're not going to make that decision. I am that confident in the program. All right. So it's a 3 installment thing, and you can spread the 390 payments across 3 major installments of 130. So now another thing you're going to have is that instead of 3 months, because of the way we are structuring the next cohort, you're getting access to another extra month. All right. So if you were looking at getting a job at least by December or January, you're covered. You're covered, because by January you should already have a couple of projects under your belt that you can use to apply to jobs. This is peak period for companies to get in new talent. All right. And based on the experience I have working with a lot of people trying to get jobs and all of that, you get to realize that this is the time that they're hiring people. This is hiring season. All right. So if you are positioning yourself well within the next couple of months, then you stand a higher chance of getting a job or being ready. If the job comes, you're ready. All right. So I'll be taking questions now before I show you guys every other thing, like the portfolio, the job board, every other thing you're going to be having access to. So if you have a question, you can raise your hand. Let's have conversations, guys. I've been talking, you've been listening to me. It's time for us to have conversations. So I'll start with the chat. I'm going to start with the chat. So I see Esther's question here. All right. I joined the program a bit late. I wanted to clarify a few things about agile PM work experience. Is it simulated work experience or live project with a real client? Will I have the opportunity with a business analyst, or will my interaction be primarily with other PMs in my cohort? Okay, let's take it one by one. All right. So is it a simulated work experience or a live project with a real client? Now, it is it's more like these are real business problems. They're already real business problems from actual businesses, but we now design it in a project format so that you have a timeline. Typically, if it was a live project, it means that you're solving this project alongside the company, the team, and everything. It's not live in that sense. It's live in a sense that it's real business problem. We've designed it now for you in project format, whereby there's a timeline, you have deliverables, what you're supposed to do. So the way you're gaining this experience is such that you have the business problem you have a problem that if you were a data analyst for that organization, this is what you would work on. Typically, this is literally what you're going to work on. But now we're giving it to you in a project format with a timeline, and we are guiding you through it so that you don't get to make mistakes along the way. You're learning without making too many mistakes. All right. So every project has a timeline, it has deliverables, and it has a structure for you. Okay, so you're working on real business problems, actual business problems in a form of these projects. Okay, so that is one thing I'm going to say. And secondly, will I have the opportunity to work with a business analyst, or my interaction be primarily with PMs in my pod? Okay, for the cross-functional project, it depends. So there are some projects that are cross-functional, whereby you as a PM, you're working with the BA and you're working with the DA. All right. So aside from those kind of projects, I believe you would also have some conversations with people in your cohorts. Okay. So there are some sessions where everybody is together. All right. And there are other projects that you get to work on with your team as a PM. So when you get on board, before you guys even start working on any project, your team lead will take out time to break down that project and make you understand, okay, these are the tools we're working with. You even have like some short tool training sessions on a particular tool before you start working with it. So everything is just well designed and well tailored for you. All right. So if you have any concerns at all, you can reach out to your program lead. All right. So for you, I believe it's Brown. So ask anybody. Brown, everybody knows Brown on in PM. All your PM guys know Brown. So you can reach out to him. He'll be able to give you more clarity as to what you're going to expect. I am very interested in making the most out of this experience. And okay, when will the next quote for PM commence? All right. So Esther, I don't know if you're still here. Have you already enrolled? Just give me a thumbs up if you've enrolled already so that I know who to connect you with. Is that Esther? Okay, I mean Esther. She said no. All right, you're yet to enroll. So Esther, the next step I'm just going to give for you now is literally to enroll. All right. So when you're on board, you're going to I've answered most of your questions actually. Basically, it is well guided. We're not leaving you to chance. So okay, let me see more questions. How can I develop my soft skills such as stakeholder management without leading workshops or engaging directly while handling? I don't really get these particular questions. Without leading workshops or engaging directly and while handling pushbacks on questions, changes to the project scope. Okay, so within the PM internship, I believe they make it more practical for you. So sometimes I know that they probably have some external things to do with people outside of the program. So you would have a more practical experience because PM in itself is a practical career path. So whatever project you're working on is already, everything is planned out, it's mapped out for you in a way that you're gaining the practical experience. All right. I don't have any prior experience with project management. Would this program work or would it be suitable for somebody like me? When you say prior experience, you've not done any training at all, you've not done anything, nothing at all in PM. Is that what you mean? Just tell me yes or no so that I know how to answer your question. Yes, please. So if you've not done anything at all, you've not done a training, you've not learned by yourself, you've not gone through a boot camp, nothing, then you need training first. Why am I saying this? Because within the program, we have people that we're working mostly with people that have foundational knowledge, right? Foundational knowledge, even if it's 20%. So if you're yet to get that kind of foundational knowledge, you might find it hard to really pick up within the program. And even if you do come on board, you need to put in like twice the effort because now you're learning from scratch and at the same time you're working on projects. So for some people, they don't have the time to do that. And they'd rather just start with a training before doing internship. But if you can do it, then you can consider. But I would advise you to start with a training, even if it's a 2-month boot camp or a 3-month boot camp. Start with a training. We have we have a sister company that we have partnered with, Analytics, specifically for training. But if you're interested in this, my colleague is going to drop the clarity session link in the chat. All right. So let's have a conversation. Let's have a more one-on-one conversation so that I understand where you are at the moment. All right. So Esther, let me see if my colleague Toby, are you here? Toby, you can drop the clarity link for her in the chat so that she can book a clarity session. Yeah. All right, good. So do we have any other questions? Esther says, thank you, V, for the clarification. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Does anyone have questions for me? Damilola is already on the program, in the program. I saw when you give your thumbs up. Sade, Franklin, Paula, you can use the chat if you're at where you can't have a conversation. You can use the chat if you have questions for me.
Hello, can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to confirm. Do you
Yeah.
guys branch out to construction project management, or is it just basically IT?
Sorry, I didn't quite get that. Can you come again?
I was asking if you guys branch out to construction project management, or is it basically IT?
If it's construction project management or
Do you guys branch out to that as well, or you just focus strictly on IT?
it's IT projects. It's wait, I didn't. Is it just me that could not hear Ugo clearly? If you're using AirPods, it's probably what is making me not hear you well because
Can you
I
hear me?
didn't get that. Yes, clearly, I can hear you clearly
Yeah, I
now.
was actually asking if you guys branch out to construction project management, or do you just focus strictly on IT?
Okay, no. We're not doing construction project management, and I'm going to tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's mostly IT because that is what is in demand, if I'm being honest with you. So even recently I saw a job posting that said AI project manager. That means a project manager that probably has um experience with IT, with AI tools. And I can tell you for a fact that period, our interns worked on a project that had AI integration in it. Our project management managers worked on that project, and it was a cross-functional project. So imagine if they were applying for that kind of role. Definitely they're going to get it because you're already an AI project manager. So the way you're having projects within the program is designed in such a way that we don't focus on just um one industry. You're working across different industries. All right. So you're working in the health sector, you're working in the logistics and supply chain, you're working on these different sectors so that you have different things to talk about time for you to sell yourself during an interview. All right. So construction project management it's people are in the field for sure. But if we're looking at the next 10 years, would it be in high demand? It wouldn't. All right. So IT is the next big thing right now, and everybody's trying to branch out into that. So we deal mostly on career paths that we've done our research to see how are these like how relevant would these guys be in the next 10 years. All right. So that's just to answer your question basically.
Okay, a second one.
Yeah.
We know that many industries use different project management tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you like to say something about like in-house short tools training?
Yes.
Is there a particular one that you guys train on, or you just touch on virtually all of them? Because some
All
companies will
right.
be using one and one would not be using the other.
Yeah, that's very, very lovely question. All right. So here's another thing I want you to understand, right? We let's say for a project, for example, let me use the project that was presented here. If we paid attention, you'd hear the part where Stella mentioned the project, the tools she worked on for that project.
Yeah, sure.
Every project,
I heard her say Jira.
yeah, you heard when she mentioned Jira, right?
Yeah.
That's a so I think she also mentioned like two other tools. I did not register the name in my brain. All right. So every
Mm.
project is unique in a sense that you're working with certain tools for a
Mhm.
project.
Mhm.
All right? So this tool training is for those tools you need for that project to make it work. Okay, so we don't just, it's not a training organization that we're taking you through all the tools. You're gaining experience, and we understand that it's not everybody that would probably have come in contact with some of these tools. Okay, so we want everyone to be on the same page. Let's say as a project manager, for example, you're working on a project that requires you to use MS projects, maybe Trello, and let's just use the two. All right. Okay, let me add Power BI. Power BI, MS Project, Trello. You're using those projects as a project manager, and you only have experience with Trello. You've not worked with Power BI before. That training session is going to cover the three. It's going to cover the three, and it's going to cover it in such a sense that what are you using those tools for your project? You have crash courses. All right, you literally have access to resources that can just guide you through in a very short period of time. You look at it, as soon as you're done with that, you start implementing on your project. That's how to learn.
Will it be
That's basic.
possible for you to, yeah, like you just mentioned,
Yeah.
every project is unique. No project is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, will it be possible for you to actually outline some of the tools that you guys use? Asana, Trello,
Yeah.
Jira, of
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
Okay. So, do you guys touch on these three tools and MS Project as well?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
we do. Yeah. All right. So your project, we put all these things into consideration basically, and the funny part about it is also that you know that different organizations, like you said, have different tools that they probably work with.
Yeah.
When you guys are working on projects, we understand that, and we wouldn't even introduce you to tools that are no longer in demand, or tools that are no longer really useful, like used in such a sense, right? So
Okay.
each of these projects, you are going to touch base on most of these tools when you're working on these projects. All
Oh,
right,
all
in
right.
the
That's
program.
okay.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Osazie, hi. Unmute your mic. Let's get your question. What advice will you give someone that's not in the UK? I'm in Sweden. Laulu, I'm coming to you. Damilola says, I filled out the registration form. I like the recording. All right. Damilola, you would get access to that. Osazie, are you speaking? I'm not sure I can
Yes,
hear you.
can you hear me? Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, thank you for enlightening us so far.
Yeah.
I just want to bring out some points which the last speaker just noted. Are you saying that in the course of our internship, industries that surrounds project management, like IT, like construction project management, you said, would not be used as a case study, or would not be included in the course of the study, in course of our training or program, because we cannot attribute to the fact that we can't negate the fact that diverse knowledge when it comes to project management is needed. Again, to stand out to employers, we need to have this vast knowledge of various industry. I mean, vast knowledge as regards project management in various industries. So, are you saying that in the course of this training, the tools and tools that are specific to industry will not be used, or will not be used in case studies? So that's where my question is. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but the other guy talked about construction project management. So it's like you said, AI is in vogue now, and so you will likely not use construction project management, something like that, if I really got it well. So are you saying that case studies like I am healthcare or construction project management will not be used in the course of the study? So that's what my question is. I hope you are able to get it.
Okay. All right. I was
Can you hear
muted.
me?
Yeah. So the way the PM program is structured is to follow the agile project management structure. All right. So when I said it's, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So it's following the agile structure. All right. And you are definitely going to be working across different industries. Okay. So
Okay.
when we're looking at construction PM, IT PM, and all of that, we don't neglect any tool. First of all, we are not biased. Okay, you would have these different case studies. All I'm trying to say is that we focus, and the kind of projects you're going to have access to are projects that are definitely in demand. Okay, so they are the kind of projects that are required of you within the industry. Okay, so I may not exactly tell you the type or what you're going to be working on, but I can tell you for a fact that whatever you're working on is, before we even bring it to you, we know that it's something that will be very useful within your career as a project manager. You get to use it and all of that. So it's following the agile structure, and it's not I don't know if you understand what I am saying. All right.
Yes,
So
yes,
you will
yes, I
definitely
do.
work on these different tools across different industries,
Industry, yes, that
and
is what
they
I'm
would they would also be within it's all created to fit into a particular, structure that's already in demand, what is required of you, what's expected of you, right? So we put into consideration that you need a you need to be a versatile person. You can't just limit yourself to one industry. That is already factored.
okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
yes. And if are you already within the program, I can direct you to someone that you can literally just ask that question. He's going to give you a download. If you want
I am. I am.
construction, ask
Yes, I
him.
will.
He will
I will.
tell you. If you want specifically construction, he can give
No,
you that project. He will just add you to a team that's working on that to get to work on it. Okay, so we have
no,
credence. Okay,
thank you.
Osagie, are we good?
Yes, we are. I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah, don't
that's
worry,
what
you're
it's
in
like.
safe hands. Who is the trainer of PM, please? Credence. Is it that everybody here is in PM? I'm surprised. This was for GRC. What's happening? Credence, you can unmute yourself. Let's talk. The other people in the comment section, please, I would answer your questions, right? So just pardon me.
Okay,
Uh,
so I was surprised as well when everybody's asking PM question. I was,
PM, honestly.
am I in the right place or something? But
Yeah.
just to follow up with your question, your answer, you were saying, you said you didn't mention that the program for PM is programmed around agile. So
Yes,
the person
yes.
that asked a question about construction is not agile, it's traditional waterfall. So that brings my questions again because I thought that you guys probably will touch around different industries. So if you're going to touch all that industry like construction, aerospace, and the rest, we should be looking
Yeah,
at waterfall, not just agile. So the tools are very different.
yeah.
So would those be addressed? And
Are you
are we,
already
are we
are you in the program?
I was looking at coming in, so I'm still trying to, get all this information. Yes,
If
to
if
get that
if you were within
information.
the program,
Yes.
I was about to do like this and beg you. I wanted to find out if you had a clarity session before paying because I was about to just kneel down. So Andari strictly follows the agile, and even the tools that you're working on, they're all agile tools, right? Your Trello, your MS project, your Jira, and all of that. Yeah, we understand that waterfall construction, everything is there, but we what you're coming on board to get is strictly agile. All right. So that's just it. That's just it basically.
So if I may hear you right now, the program is strictly IT project management.
Yeah, it's agile, yes, it is. It is. Don't worry. If you're coming on board, I can assure you that it's going to be super, super interesting and you will get a lot out of it. All right. So for me, I just know that for that to be the standard, there's a reason. Everything within the program is very intentional because we don't want you, I don't want to use the word waste time, but it's more like if you have two parts, we have a proven one that's working for 100 people, and you want to be the outstanding person. Yes, follow your passion, do what you love. Yes, 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 yes. But it is working for 100 people for a reason. That's another thing you should put into consideration, right? So we understand some of these things, and we are giving you the ones that we've seen work, irrespective of every other thing. We know these ones work, so that's basically what we are just giving to you. So if you're looking for every maybe any other extras, we could consider it down the line, but majority of the people that come to us want something, so we would give them what they want and not just what they don't require, for maybe what a lesser percentage require for. So I'm going to take the charts now. Olaolu says, what advice would you give someone that's not in the UK? I'm in Sweden. I never said we're limited. We're not limited by location or law. Okay. So if you're trying to get a, okay, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Let's have a conversation. So if you are trying to gain experience, experience is a general thing. It's not, we don't limit you on the program by location. So the only place you might have challenge is the sessions, for example. It's not every day. First of all, it's not every day, but maybe timing might be an issue for you. I don't know what's the time difference. First of all,
It's almost the same. But like probably
it is almost the same.
yeah.
Then it's not a problem. All right. So the number of sessions you'd have is just, let's say, your drop-in sessions. So drop-in sessions are like you're meeting together with your team and your team lead. You guys are looking at where are we on the project, what's the next steps, what are the challenges, just for you guys to be in touch. That's your drop-in sessions. Then you'd have the training sessions in itself. So this one happened before you start a project. So those training sessions are where your team lead walks you guys through the tools that you'll be working on. Every session is recorded and also shared on the Google Classroom. So I'm going to show you guys what the Google Classroom looks like. So every session is recorded and also shared on the Classroom. So even if you miss it, you can go ahead, watch the recording, and if you have questions, reach out to your team lead or your instructor or instructor. You can reach out to either of them and they will be able to guide you. All right. So location is really not an issue for us because we have people across different locations. Even if the UK is like the highest, but we have people across other locations that are also within the program. All right. So I don't know if I've been able to answer your question, Olaolu.
Yeah, you've answered.
All right. So if you've been considering Amdari, there's no time to consider again. We're already getting to the middle of September. Before you know it, it's getting October
My
and all.
issue is what I want to do is data science. So, and I need to get my hands on some few programs like PyTorch and some other Python libraries and stuff. So if I should go in, and I might be going in as a beginner, like I've not really touched majority of the things that I actually need to touch. So, and I wouldn't want to pay for the internship and try to learn. I want to build my experience only. Wow. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to. But I think I'll fix the clarity call and we would take it from there.
All right. That's great. That's great. So Toby, please just drop the clarity call for people that still need project management. Yeah, we actually do. Do you know, funny enough, Esther, I think last week was for project management. Damilola, I'm coming to you. All right. So we did project management showcase last week. So if you want to watch our showcase for project management, it's on YouTube. Toby, please drop the YouTube link. She can watch it. If you want to watch it live, let me see when the next PM project management session would be. I'll tell you so that you bookmark the date and you join us. So Damilola, go ahead and ask your question. I think that should be the last question, so we call it a night. It's just 1 minute to 9:30. Hi, Dami.
Hey, Victory. I wanted to ask, how do I get through to customer service? Because I think we were given a project to work on. I think we were given it on the 10th, and I saw it on the 11th at around about like 9:30 p.m. So I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, I did not see this project. I am late because it now has to be handed in for the next day. I was like, oh God, I've messed up. I've not done this project. What do? I want to now contact them. Like, please. I want to now contact somebody. Like, what do I do? But there was nobody for me to contact. I didn't know who my lead was. I didn't have anybody. I was like, I'm on my own. So now I got upset. Like, what do I do? I'm lost. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Lola, aren't you on your group? Are you not in a group chat?
I'm in a group chat, but they only like put through the next meetings.
What's your cohort, please? What's your cohort?
Cohorts. I was September.
What career path are you in?
Business analyst.
Business analyst.
Yes.
Cohort as in the month you started.
Oh, September.
Okay, September cohort. All right. So what can I do? I'm going to share an email address in the chat.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to share an email address. So all you need, just share me your full name and your code. So we'll reach out to your instructor.
Okay.
And yeah, also share your phone number.
Okay. Session. Yes, please. Right. Jeannie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure did you miss your onboarding session? Did you join late?
I joined late, yes, but then when I joined, I paid 195. Like, so that's half for this session and half for the next session. Then it's all complete. But when I pay for next, so I'm just like, okay, what am I doing? I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. There's no one to talk to. And I went to call. I looked online and I called the number. And told me the number is out of existence. Doesn't work anymore. So okay, so what am I doing? An email? I don't know anything. I was like, okay.
So I've sent you the email address. And typically, we introduce it to everyone you need to know during the onboarding. So if you miss that, I understand why you're lost. All right. Okay. So just send an email to this address, and we'll get you sorted out as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much, Victoria.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Yes, please. All right. So for the next PM project showcase, I'm still surprised that majority of people here are either PM or business analyst. Let me quickly look at this. Do we have any other questions? If you need a more personalized one-on-one session, the link to the project showcase. If you want the recording, we have the recording on YouTube. So if that's the link you're looking for, then yes, it's on YouTube. We have that. But for the next session, when it is time, the link, if you're in the community, we would always post all of that. I want to give you specific dates. That's what I'm trying to check. But does any other person have any questions for me? We're about to call it in. So every other thing, you would see it in a clarity session. I've spent most of our time here already, and I wouldn't want to. There's so many other things you get access to. And one example is you're going to get access to the Amdari website, the portfolio website, because we want you to be able to showcase your projects. All right. And portfolios are very, very useful because you can always copy the link and put it on your CV so that when you're applying to jobs, recruiters can see how much magic you've done so far. All right. So we've literally had a project showcase where some people with the call were like, is this what you guys are working on within this program? This is just a lot. This is wonderful, right? So that's the kind of expression that I believe recruiters will have if they see your projects. That's why we have a portfolio. So I'm quickly checking PM. Let me see. For September. Okay, today is the 12th. Okay, guys, I think we have for is it next week or upper week? It's not next week. It's not next. Okay, next week is PM. Upper week, not next week. Upper week. That's the last week of the month. is 4 p.m. All right, 27th of September. By then, I believe you should have enrolled, Esther. But don't worry, we have that for you. It's in the calendar. So at this point, I think I'm going to be a very lovely evening. Thank you all so much for taking out time. It's been a very wonderful conversation with you guys. If you need clarity, book for a clarity session, my colleague is going to drop that link in the chat. You want to have a more personalized session with an expert, so book a call. We'll be able to speak with you and fill the attendance form. My colleague already dropped that. So if you want access to the recording, Esther, you can fill the attendance form. Maybe you've already filled it. Well done. The clarity session is in the chat. Speak with us. Let us get you on board. So thank you all for taking our time to join us. It's been a lovely conversation, and I'm going to wish you all a very lovely evening, if it's night by your time, afternoon or morning, whatever time zone you're in. All right. So have a very wonderful night. Bye, guys. See you all same time next week, same place. Bye, everyone.